Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello everyone. So today our guest is Priya Sachdeva, who is a podcaster, which name is like Trending Diary. She is just 23 years old, and she has done like many podcasting. So basically, she is sharing all the stories out there. So I think so. This is the first time she is going to share her own story, how she started a podcast and all this stuff, right? Welcome, Priya.
Hi, Vaibhav. Thank you so much for calling up.
We are grateful to have you, basically,
Thank
right?
you.
Okay, so are you ready for this?
Indeed, excited always.
Okay. So tell me something about yourself, like how did you start your journey and when did you start doing a podcast and like what does that click? Okay, I'll just start podcasting and all this stuff.
Okay, so it was COVID when
Okay.
I got up with this idea. Even more than idea, I just got up with this world. Okay, podcasting is something that exists. So one bizarre day, I just came up with this article where Joe Rogan became the billionaire by just doing the podcast. So
Podcasting,
I said,
yeah.
okay, I want to do that. I want to okay, jokes apart. Indeed, that was the first time I came across with that, with the big headlines. So the
Right.
two awards attract me. But when I get deep into that, podcasting is something is more like a talk shows. And as a
Right.
kid, I've always been very, very fond of the world of storytelling, whether it's via books or movies or from, mythical stories from my grandma as we Indian kids have grown up.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
So so these are the things that made me compile. Okay, I can do something. There's a podcast, there's a money, there's a storytelling, lots of
Yeah.
things which is happening. Let's do that. So
That's
that
really
that
good.
become motivation. And even COVID was happening, I was out of job, and
Right.
on that time I was like, okay, no one will even rebuke me to just carry out a few things. It's everyone is getting boredom. Let's do. And you never know when the code is going to hit you and you're gonna die. So let's do
Yeah.
whatever you want to do. So there's a lots of factors which encourage me, from self-reflection to this article to the information to my past experience and how my upbringings have been. So connecting the dots led me to start this. And also what really excites me, as I mentioned, that I've always been the talk show host. So I, as a kid, I always
Yeah.
envisioned myself, to be on that chair, to be on the couch where I'll also,
Great.
conversate with someone and would be broadcasted. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. And podcasting
So
was
how
more
does
of
it feel
audio.
like that's sitting on the other side right now?
So
Just
this is
sharing our
the
own
new world
story.
of talk shows. Yeah,
Yeah.
more of a talk show, but yeah, it seems good. And I've always been very, very curious kid. I love to ask questions, no matter good one, bad one, stupid,
Right.
clever, whatever it is. I love to ask questions. I love people, and I want to evolve with where I can connect with people more in the realm where we are so isolated. Even we are connected with thousands of people, still we are so isolated. So I want to have more deep connection via conversation, via their stories and stuff like that. So that become a motivation. And also one thing that clicked me, that I'm not someone, an 40-year person or 30-year person who can have an expertise in something. So this made me filter that, okay, what I don't want to do,
Correct. Yeah.
which really helped me do what I can do. So as I mentioned, I just connect the dots, and what
Right.
my gifts are, whatever a few things I can create value with. So I just become a host. I become someone who become a medium of the other people who can share their stories, their values, what they have to deliver it. That's it.
So, how did you start it? Like, basically, what came to your mind? Like, what was the like first episode or something like that? What things do you need, like, starting a podcasting and all this stuff?
That time I had really much planned lots of things. I just want to
Mhm.
experiment. As I mentioned, that this was also a very new concept, और India में तो बहुत लोगों को पता ही नहीं था. So
Ah, right.
forget that thing.
Yeah.
It's a boom concept and everyone. So I thought let's experiment what's gonna work with me. So initially I just filtered out with lots of random topics, frankly, uh,
Hmm.
because I had this experience of working in an advertisement and marketing company, because of which I had some connection into the entertainment industry and a few stuff like that with the producers like that. So that's made me curious. Let's work on which is trending, which is more you know, which is important for people to know, for the conversations that matter. So initially, I just
Right.
experimented and I didn't put a particular theme. Just mentioned my experience, and
Great. So, what do you think, like, how important it is to like start a podcast for like everyone out there, like who's doing small business, who's starting a startup, who's a teacher, who's a
Mhm.
student, who is in like each and every field, like how important is to start a podcast?
Okay, so this is the beauty of the podcasting, that it's for everyone.
Yeah,
Reason being, everyone, if you are someone who loves to tell a story via your brand, via your work, via as a service person, this is for you. And even if you don't want to, it's really great way that you can source it out and give the responsibility to another person and brand yourself. That way it can happen. So I think it's really important for now, as it's a I am someone who do not like to go with the crowd. If
right.
there are
Yeah,
lakhs or crores of blog posts out right now, and maybe YouTube channel also, lots of people are working onto this
right.
Instagram, but podcasting is still very new and rare concept where you
Yeah,
can deeply engage. Believe me, Weber, you might be someone who do not like to multitask lots of things, and especially which are very time consuming for you. Let's say
right.
reading and walking can't be done together. Let's
Hmm.
say reading and bathing cannot be done together.
Yeah,
Video watching or movie watching and your exercises, Zumba classes, or your cooking can't be done together. But
correct.
while
Yeah,
listening to something valuable, which can give you value, which can save you lots of time, and you can do 100 other tasks, from driving
correct.
to walking to any other thing that you can imagine. It's just while sleeping, you can also switch it on, and you are having some good words in your ears. You're having some new information. So that's why
Right.
I said it's a beautiful thing. And also for the people, I think not everyone is very confident in front of camera. Let's start
Right.
with me. I
Yeah,
myself is trying to evolve with, where I have
correct.
to show my face, where I have to be more bold, and speak with gesture and lots of
Yeah.
other things. So it can be a great way for all those people. And when I talk to the brands, I think if someone who want to deeply conversate their value, if someone who want to deeply tell their stories, who want to deeply connect with the audience, I think it's a great way. So I know.
Right. So, if like someone is starting, right? They don't know like what to share and all this stuff. Like, it's curious, like what should be like first episode? Like, should I hit the mark and all this stuff? So, what do you
Mm-hmm.
think like the tips and tricks like someone should get like if they're starting one, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's say what I say. I say it's pie principle, which I decline
Right.
also for myself. So when I say
Right.
pie principle, it's simply the purpose, the
Mm-hmm.
experience, and the influence. The purpose. What is the purpose? Why? As Emil Sinek said, I really like his theory when said, "Why do you really want to do what you want to do?" So once you know what you want to do, once you know why you want to do what you want to do. So especially for the brands, for the service people who really want to do it for the business part. So first you have to justify why, what's your purpose you want to start a podcast. Second, when
Correct.
I'm saying experience, what kind of experience you want to have your audience? Was it the humor? Is it
Mm-hmm.
is it you want to leave them in suspense? Is it the information? What is that seems like, which will help you to decline your own taste? If you're an individual creator, depends, like what kind of person you are, what kind of personality you are. So it's about the experience, what kind of experience you want to give people. Third,
Correct.
influence. What's the impact, what's the value, what's the
Mm-hmm.
message that you're leaving people with? So let's say you are having a fashion brand who is trying to
Mm-hmm.
make fashion cheap and sustainable. So you simply want to leave people with this message that buy cheap and sustainable fashion, or buy
Right.
good and
Yeah.
sustainable fashion. Anything for any different brand. It just might be a bizarre example which I'm giving, but
Correct.
to
Yeah.
simplify it, yes, depends on brand, depends on individual. What is the message? What is the impact that you want to leave people with? So once you're defined with your purpose, your experience, your influence, I think lots of things going to get easy for you, where you probably at least get filtered with what you don't want to do, which will help you to get to a better way what you want to do. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, so like the like person like me, like who has not started yet, right? So this might be like my first podcast,
Mhm.
like interviewing Priya Sachdeva, right? So basically, what we'll do is like it's like the we will
Mm-hmm.
transfer this audio to the like podcast, right? So it's like it's important for an individual also to like develop and personal brand through podcast, we can say, because like many CEOs and like many startups who are like founders and CEOs have not started yet, like they are not into this, right? So it's like important for creating your brand awareness from that, right? So I think like it's very important for doing like podcasting. So you can just create a brand awareness of your brand, like what you are trying to deliver to the customers, right? Because let's get an example. Like if someone is not known brand, like if someone is like hearing your podcast and like they can just reach out to their website and you can get a good sale or something like that, right? So podcasts can be used for like a different many
Mm-hmm.
things out there, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah. So like that's like motive of the like podcast. Like currently, basically, not many much are into this, but few are like just starting right now into the podcast game and also something like that. And many like you can talk in like anything like what are like hobby and something like that. What do you think about this? Like what one should talk and what one should deliver a message through podcast?
Frankly, Vaibhav, this is not something I can justify. What
Right,
message one can deliver, because it's individual's perspective. It can be
right,
as infinite as one can think of. So I'm
yeah,
not someone who can decide what one can talk to. It's just what their heart is into, what their stories are. Just one thing which works for me, and I think which is really universal concept, is just be more personalized with people, get deep into
right,
it. I
right,
think if you're genuine, that shows up. So that's
correct,
really important,
yeah,
that you don't have to just be someone else, or
correct.
onto,
Be
even it's
authentic,
on
basically.
screen or to the podcasting. Indeed, indeed, be authentic.
Yeah,
So irrespective of whatever perspectives you have, whether it is right, it is wrong, it's your own. That matters the most. So I
correct.
think that helps.
So what do you think, like, what did you learn through your like whole journey? Like, give me just three things like you can just get out with like all the users who are seeing out it currently.
Okay. Okay. So one thing, because as I mentioned, it was more of an interview one.
Yeah,
So I think you have to be patient with people. So when you're connecting, and believe me, frankly, if I would say someone, Vaibhav, that I've always been a super introvert kid who always loved to sit on the couch and who do not get out
I
to
don't believe
really much
that.
connect with people. Yeah. So that's hard thing to believe. I don't know to believe
Yeah,
or not, but yeah, that was a kind of person. So that's a really topsy turvy. So it took me even harder. Okay, right now I have to change myself, the kind of fields I'm
correct,
going to enter, the kind of things, visions I have. So lots of things happen. So yes, being patient with people, and you know where you have to set the limit. That's also important.
right.
It's not
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you just, yes, yeah. So it's both the way. You do not have to super stretch yourself that you lose yourself. You know,
correct.
you,
Yeah,
you you're
yeah,
not supposed to
yeah.
lose yourself in the way.
To show
So this
someone
is
you
really
cannot lose
important.
yourself, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
But you have to be patient. So
totally.
this
Yeah,
is the one important lessons that I have came through, because while conversating with people, I really don't know,
yeah,
what that person is going to say, how much time that person is going to take. So sometimes
correct.
even, and these are the people with the very high credible value. They
Yeah,
are politicians, they are activists, and I'm someone who's just sitting and calmly listening their story. So that's the one thing which came across, and lots of confidence, I guess.
right.
I think, yeah. I'm someone who's very, very far, very much believer into the confidence part. That it is the cold confidence, being bold, being courageous is this is the gist of my life.
Right,
Grit.
right, right, right,
So this is something I guess I came across: confidence,
correct,
calm communication, and what else? I think creativity
right.
in terms of, you have to, because I'm someone who had not started with lots of money. I just started with the
Hmm.
free portals, with the free things. So
Correct. Yeah.
you have to do everything with the less resources. If you're
Hmm.
someone very good with the background, it's fine to do, but creativity is really important. I think
Right. Yeah,
creativity,
but
curation, being curious,
I
so
think so.
that's the
Money
thing.
is not a one thing that you can rely on, right?
Yeah, indeed,
Yeah,
indeed.
right. Yeah. So, last question to like who's starting a podcast and like who are already into the podcast game. So, like they look into like subscriber game, right? Okay, इतने
Mhm.
subscriber है, like many are not coming, like many views are not coming, all this stuff. So, what message do you want to deliver to that?
I think this is something which every new podcaster, every new content creator, and everyone struggle with. And if you'll ask me, frankly, I still myself look those numbers.
Right.
I still, because somewhere this will help you to, set right goals. This will help
Hmm.
you a bit of accountable. But I don't know, it's about different personalities. I'm someone who's not very, very accountable. If I'm, on 2000, and even if after 1 month I'm on 2000, I'm still not gonna give it up, because I still
Yeah.
keep the faith. I still, and some people like to be super accountable,
Yeah.
they want
Yeah.
to track after every minute, every month,
Exactly.
every day, whatever it seems like.
Yeah. You
So
can
I'm
you
not
can use for
someone
that
very,
like analysis, but like for the like subscription, but like if
indeed,
there are like
indeed.
not more than, but you won't stop for that, right? That's what like
Mhm.
I'm going to try to convey.
Yes, indeed. And as I mentioned, the second thing that really taught me this podcasting and even being into this journey is the grit. So until unless you're preserving it for many, many years, believe me, it's more of a natural growth. You never know. For 1 year, you are just getting 10,000 subscribers, 10,000 downloads, and after 3 years, 4 years, it's come to million. Probably I'm just giving you a number.
Right.
It can be less, but yeah, it's your
Yeah.
purpose should be defined. Are you just doing it for money? Then just go with paid advertisement and every other marketing aspect you can do. Are
Correct.
you doing it
Yeah.
to build relationship? Are you going it to doing it to provide value, genuine value? So always keep a different backup plan, keep doing other things, and just keep it as a passive income. Later you can just fully devote. I don't know what time is good for you. So I myself is having a job, my doing my other things,
Right.
and also
Right.
keeping this up. So I think it's
Correct.
really important, as I mentioned, very initially define the purpose and then just carry it on.
Correct. Correct. I think so. It was like really great talking with you, and like I learned so much today from you. I think so. It's really great to have you. So thank you so
Yeah,
much, Priya, for
likewise.
taking out the time, and we'll see you soon. Right?
Sure.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much, Vaibhav. It's good to conversate with you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.